Hi, friends. It's time for Daily Bread. Our reading from Taking Faith Home for today is Genesis chapter 21, starting with verse 8. And it says this. It's talking about Hagar and Ishmael. The child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast on the day that Isaac was weaned. But Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, whom she had borne to Abraham, playing with her son Isaac. So she said to Abraham, "Cast out this slave woman and her son, for the son of this slave woman shall not inherit along with my son Isaac." The matter was very distressing to Abraham on account of his son. But God said to Abraham, "Do not be distressed because of the boy and because of your slave woman. Whatever Sarah says to you, do as she tells you, for it is through Isaac that offspring shall be named for you. As for the son of the slave woman, I will make a nation of him also, because he is your offspring." So Abraham rose early in the morning and took bread and a skin of water and gave it to Hagar, putting it on her shoulder along with the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered about in the wilderness of Beersheba. When the water in the skin was gone, she cast the child under one of the bushes. Then she went and sat down opposite him a good way off, about the distance of a bow shot. For she said, "Do not let me look on the death of the child." As she sat opposite him, she lifted up her voice and wept. And God heard the voice of the boy, and the angel of God called to Hagar from heaven and said to her, "What troubles you, Hagar? Do not be afraid, for God has heard the voice of the boy where he is. Come, lift up the boy and hold him fast with your hand, for I will make a great nation of him." Then God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. She went and filled the skin with water and gave the boy a drink. God was with the boy, and he grew up. He lived in the wilderness and became an expert with a bow. He lived in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother got a wife for him from the land of Egypt. So it's kind of a dark story, the story of Hagar and Ishmael, because she's in the household of Abraham and being taken care of and cared for, and is the first to give him a son and all these things. And yet she's cast off, sent out with nowhere to go. And she wanders in the wilderness, and then she's about to give up. She puts the baby under a bush and she goes off and cries. And we've all been there. We've all been in a place where we just don't understand what God is up to. We've all been in a place where we don't feel like we're being taken care of. We've all been in a place where we just don't know what to do next. But even in that place where she thinks she and her son are going to die, God is there. And he shows up. And he reminds her that she's not alone. And he opens her eyes to see a well that was there all the time. She just couldn't see it. So I wonder today if we need to cry out to God with what our stresses and our brokenness and our worries are. And then we sit and wait for the answer. Because God will answer. And God does answer. And God will provide all that we need, because that is what God does. All the time. Every day. God carries us through. Be well, dear ones, and know that you are loved beyond measure. I'll see you tomorrow.